going on, y'all? It's Mr. Tell the Truth right here, talking this shit. We back with another episode. You feel me? Just gonna keep this shit coming. We gonna keep doing it, man. Keep supporting this shit. I see the real ones that do, and I feel y'all love, man. But I want to start getting like deeper into shit on the show, and really elaborate on the things that I want like people to be aware of, or that I think like a lot of people should be spreading that type of word. You feel me? Especially to the young ones that's coming up and in them type of shoes that I've been in, that the homies been in. You know what I mean? And just even regular day people that going through their own struggle. You know what I mean? Everybody can relate to something in some kind of way. So just here to tell this real shit. We know the truth, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately. It's crazy how you really are molded from the day you were born. And I think back like on the earliest of my memories, like when I was hella young, I really see how much things have changed, not even just in my life, but in society. And like just stories out here from the past. But I was really a kid at a young age that was turned on to a criminal lifestyle because of the way that my dad was living his life. And that molded me through the years because like I would hear stories about him, and it wasn't even like my mom was trying to glorify this shit. It's just who he was, you know what I mean? So like she's trying to tell me about my dad, but I mean, you know what I mean? We know the truth. You just gotta tell her like what was going on, and plus I seen shit at a young age, and I just kind of like adapted into that. And later on in life, I found myself in an environment where that type of shit was just going on. And I remember being like middle school was the first time I was turned on to my partners. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And they selling weed, and they starting to jump in the game, and like life starts changing. But I'm seeing, okay, this is how I can live my life. This is how my dad used to live his life. It got him somewhere, and I started investing my time in like this shit. But like if I'd have put that energy into other things, I probably would have got a lot further than I did. But I gained a lot of knowledge, and you feel me? Like my experiences in the game that I'm giving is coming from a first-hand experience. You know what I mean? I'm like I said, I ain't talking on no shit I don't know, and it's crazy because I went to jail, and that kind of taught me responsibility. And I always like think back on how a woman can't teach a young boy to be a man. See, I grew up in a household with just my mom, and there was things that I had to learn in life that she just couldn't teach me. And I got gang from older homies, you feel me, and they guided me a certain way, but I never really sat down and understand like, okay, the moral of life is responsibility. Because no matter what, you gonna have some type of things to take care of. You feel me? So when I went to jail, I really seen, okay, now, like I was saying in the last episode, all I got is myself. I gotta figure out what's necessities and what's wants, because I'm making shit happen and I'm getting my hands on what I can get on. I got family, loved ones give me money when they can, and I'm using it smartly in a way that, okay, I know I'm not gonna survive in there. So my hygiene was my off-task priority, and I didn't care about anything if like that was in need. And then I got myself to where I could live comfortably, you know what I mean? And I start dabbling into other shit, you know what and keeping my food stocked up, and just, you know what I mean, spending it on like learning financial literacy. And like it started with shit like that. And then, you know, because when you young and you in the streets and you hustling, like you just getting money and clocking in this dough, feel me? But you're not really thinking beyond, okay, I want to get this, and it feels good. Yeah, you start seeing money and shit. But on the greater scale of like trying to buy houses and cars, like you're not thinking like that hella young. But in some type of way, your mind has to be molded into that. And like jail was, my mind was molded into a lot of ways. but I got out and had to carry myself the same way. And then I started learning about, okay, paying bills, going to work, finding a job, having that disciplining myself to do that every day. But that just comes from within, and like I think that discipline really starts from somebody just understanding, like fully inside themselves, that it takes, you gotta put that effort into it. And that's why I say that you gotta have something in your heart to do it. Because if it ain't in your heart, like you'll never really have that full drive to do it. And I feel like life, or a lot of people when you're young, they make it seem like if you didn't go to school, it'd be hard to do something. But I ever really tripped off how like the richest person in this world right now didn't even really like. He ain't a doctor, he ain't a lawyer type shit, and that's like a good career that they tell you at a young age to go follow. You know what I mean? But there's more to that if you open your mind to shit. Yeah, it all starts with having some money. So even if you got it out the trenches, you know what I mean? You stacked up a bag, like you started investing into the right road. And the people that's in those shoes right now, like start thinking about it as how we gotta guide the youth, you know what I mean, to invest in their money for it can make money for them in the long run and to leave something behind. And when I got out and I really started to have to do that, it was hard and I was struggling. You know what I'm saying? But I got it down, and it's like I relate to a lot of shit that I'm like, okay, in jail it was like this. And I feel like I try to base my life off that a lot too out here, but sometimes I don't understand. Like it's on a more broad scale of things now. But like I feel like my mom always talked about things like that, and I really did watch her struggle, but I didn't really fully understand that you're gonna come to a point in life where really no one's gonna have your back, in a sense that you can't live for free. So being in jail and I seen that and I was on my own, it's like, okay, yeah, I didn't have to worry about much, but I still had to make sure that I was straight and that all my necessities were met. And then, just doing little things in jail and investing my time into the homies, like taught me how to be on time. It taught me how to be organized and plan my day out. And like you apply that shit to everyday life, and it's like, okay, when I know I need to be at work, I'm going. If I start at 6, I'm trying to be there by 5:30, 5:45 type shit. And I give myself that gap for anything to happen on the way to work. And that's just like an everyday. That's a good quality to have, and it gives me that reputation at work now. Like, okay, he's reliable, he's on time, it ain't never no questions. And like when you politicking with your folks on some other shit, like you ever like when you doing the shit with your partners, it always goes smooth when y'all do exactly what y'all said y'all was gonna do. Don't change the story. Don't try to like exactly what you talk about. Like follow it to the T. You know what I mean? And nobody could ever say anything to you. That's real shit. So I feel like when I'm at work, I just show up, show them I know how to do what I'm doing, and exactly what they tell me to do is exactly what's gonna get done. And before I give you a house about me not being able to do something, I'm gonna do everything I can and can think of to do that before I ever come to you. Because then if I have to get like my boss or my lead foreman, whatever involved, I'll know that I did everything in my power before I had to go talk to you. And that's like everyday shit that's gonna get you far in life. And I be talking to my partner because it's crazy how like at work I would just like things will happen and I'd be like I just take the initiative to go, okay, I'm gonna go holler at this dude even though he told me to call back. I'm gonna just go, hey. So by the time he called back, like I already did it. And it's like I would always just remember like trying to make a homie day easier by I took care of that, so I don't, you know what I mean? Like it's just, is good. And that shit right there got me respected at my job right now, and I'm starting to get further in life, and it's opening doors for me, and that's why I want to give game back, because I never understood that when I was young, and I feel like a lot of the way I was living my life is because I felt like things was important and they weren't, and like how I said before, taking care of home, like that's what matters in life, but no matter how you're doing it, at least you're doing it. But to do it like comfortably, and like I said, you think back, not every day that you live, and you get further each day, it means you're living your lifestyle better and better and better, and just more and more good and good is gonna come to you. But you have to really about elevation and see yourself going somewhere. And when you take any steps, like it's going, like I feel like one of the hardest things to do is overcome that voice in yourself. Like you can't. Like the first thing you jump into is gonna be scary. But I'd be hella motivated when I see other people doing good, and like even though shit always starts out different for others, like when you put your time into that though, like really, even when people tell you won't, whatever they think you ain't, they don't like it. Fuck it, somebody else might. You know what I mean? At least you trying shit. And I'm like thinking, cause I read like books and shit in jail about like real estate and investing money, how to build credit. Cause I feel like that's something else too. A lot of people don't be knowing about. I didn't know about shit like that when they young. When I was young, I don't know if people do nowadays. You know, motherfuckers hella far advanced and shit, but like building credit really matters. And I'm 27 right now, trying to get good credit. And I ain't starting off bad, but like the homie tells me, you don't ever shut up about it. But real shit, in this world, you really ain't shit without credit. I mean, like at the end of the day, no matter how much dirt you do, no matter how much drugs you sold, no matter how much money you made, no matter what kind of car you drive, no matter what kind of job you got, no matter what kind of life you living, like if you ain't got credit, you ain't getting nowhere in life, and you ain't doing like no real baller ass shit. You feel me? Cause good debt leads to good credit, and good credit leads to fucking a whole world of opportunities. And the more you build, the more money you're seeing in life. You feel me? And you just living how you want to. I mean, I feel like everybody wants that. That's what I want. Chase a bag. You feel me? And that's why I be like thinking hella deep about businesses and shit. And you're only gonna get there having them real solid motherfuckers around you. Real shit. And like nowadays, I only pop out every so often. But I mean, you gotta take that energy and build a solid team. Because once you build, anything can stand tall with a foundation. And you know, bad shit is easier. Positivity is harder to spread than negativity. People latch on to negativity like this, and it will spread. So you promote this positive shit amongst your close circle, like y'all will start to expand. And my eyes were open to that by people I personally like know from a long time ago that been in the trenches. And like one of my partners, he like gave me so much game when I was a teenager, and he's so many years down the road now and telling me a whole new world of game. And I think back on it like that, he was probably one of the ones that probably gave me the realest game in my life that I didn't really like comprehend to at the time, because he was actually doing shit. But it was just being like deep into that lifestyle. Like I said, I was turned on to it at a young age, and just growing up in that environment and that shit was just going on, I found my way like that. And I felt like I was living up to an image in my head of my father, and he would have only really wanted me to do better. And I didn't really find that out later on until life. I would have never really been able to understand that or even say that. But I could see, like, when I talk to him, because like I don't, like, for those who haven't really seen the first episode or anything, I ain't seen my dad in 22 years. When I met him this last April, I went to see him for his birthday. I had just got off parole, and like having deep conversations with him out there, like I seen the hurt in his eyes. And that made me feel like, man, bro, I would never let my son do that if I ever had a son. But I look back on like life now and I'm like, damn, that was deep. And was all being turned on to that shit as a young man. And it's crazy how it led me to a place where I really found out like what a man really, I guess you could say, is. And I learned that shit from, like, yeah, like I said, you go to jail, obviously you did something to get there. You know what I mean? Or at least was accused of doing something to get there, but that doesn't define you. And there's genuine smart people in there. And sometimes a person just needs a second chance. And a lot of people, some people don't even get that. And I've seen that firsthand. Like my bunkie, right before I paroled from prison, he was actually a lifer. He was a good old dude, man. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Jag, man, for San Jose. He was a good homie. He's a little grumpy, but he was just like more respect with something he didn't play about though. And like towards the end of my journey, you know what I mean? And we ended up being bunkies twice on two separate occasions. And I remember like he just started to, we kind of started to bump heads a little bit. He would just act kind of weird with me though. And I remember talking to the homie about it, and he's like, bro, you gotta think about it like this, huh, homie? You about to parole, bro. He about to go to board, you feel me? If he gets denied, he ain't going home. Yeah, he's happy for you, but you don't think he wants to go home? And that type of shit really opened my eyes, like, damn, I feel that now. And I had to change hard after that for him. And I tried to stop being stubborn, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, I'm getting a chance that he wishes he could have. And I'm not going to be a fool and waste that. So that's why I firmly believe, like, I'm never going back to that unless, like I said before, I have to truly stand on some shit. And, like, I'm not going to do that for just anybody now. Because there's not a lot of people you could even put yourself in that type of situation with and that will stay solid. And people really just got to think about things on a deeper level and push education to the people, you feel me? And give them game that's going to get them somewhere through all the shit that they already gone through, because we all know the hood ain't nothing nice, you feel me? And I ain't telling this story like I came from a badass background, but to the everyday person, like I said, things I've been through, shit I've seen, you know, a lot of people don't come from that kind of shit. And I feel like it's a good feeling when like I be having like professional conversations at work and shit. And I swear to God, like, you know, because of my tattoos, whatever, you know what I mean, I get like looked at a certain way, but then I'm talking and it's like they can't say nothing about the way I'm talking, and are amazed by the respect that I have. And like when I talk to like my lead foreman and whatever, like they see like, okay, this little kid know how to talk, you feel me? Because in their eyes, I'm a little kid, I'm hella young, and I'm learning the ropes and a lot of shit. But like they gravitate towards me, and I'm like they see that, okay, I'm on my shit though, regardless of the way I am or the way I look. Like that's what I'm saying. A lot of people wouldn't even see that or know that. But I built this image for myself where it's okay, that's Antonio Navarro, a respectable person, a reliable man, you feel me? And it's crazy. It's like when I was molding myself in jail, like that was all I wanted it to be known. It was like, okay, that's the homie, you feel me? And I feel like I left a good marking with my name. And I ain't have to I ain't have to like just ride, you feel me? I had to start thinking about something like, cause it's crazy, you know, when you go to jail, right? Even though you don't see it coming, I feel like eventually, like when you being real with yourself, eventually you know along the lines you're gonna get there. And once you're there, you have no choice but to face that reality. And it's gonna make or break you. And like, I was thinking about that because I thought about something. Watch, I'm gonna make a video about it. I got this door tag from prison. And it's kind of like, man, that shit ain't compared to what you could be doing out here. And just earning that name that I did at work, and to think like that's what I come from, like that shows me a lot. Cause I'm really against all odds, you know what I mean? And I'm building a name for myself that's all I know to do. I lived the last 6 years of my life just trying to carry myself on a higher standard. And that shows me like how to conduct myself. And even though it was in a negative situation, how a lot of people will look at like how much good it did for somebody that came from the struggle. You feel me? In a weird ass way, it's like you can relate to going to war. Because real talk, like when a dude goes to the war or to the enlists in the army, and they send him across his way, like no matter what happens, he's not coming back the same person he left. And especially like if you're engaging in combat, like that's gonna fuck you up mentally. And it's like prison was the exact same way. It's like you enlisted yourself into a war that was there before you, was going to be there after you. Though things are calm, it's never going to stay like that. Things are going to happen. And whether you could have a smooth journey, you could have a bumpy journey, you could have a real bad journey, you know what I mean? But no matter what kind of journey you take or have, like, at the end of the day, you're not going to come out the same person you were. And whether you go back to the same shit you was doing, I mean, if you do that, you kind of just, it's like they say, man, you're not using your knowledge in the right way. So if you're elevating yourself, you're using it exactly how you're supposed to. And that's the good in it. But you're not going to come back the same person, whether you go back to what you were doing or you change your life. Mentally, you'll be somebody different. But I mean, it's just coming from that type of shit. Like, it's kind of like eye-opening. You've seen a grown man screaming for help and thinking like, motherfucker, you put yourself in them shoes, boy. Like, ain't nobody finna come help you. No, the cops are, but it's like, it's fuck you, feel me? And it's a doggy dog world out here, and that's how it's gonna be no matter what. But like seeing shit like that is like seeing people get their heads blown off in front of you. Like, at the end of the day, like, okay, these motherfuckers is really in combat. And you be like, I became hella institutionalized out here. I swear to God, I came home, I was tripping off little shit like how small toilets were. I swear to God. And that's gonna sound dumb as shit. And maybe like people fucking me, toilets are small, but like, I don't know. I came home and I see my first toilet. I was like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Just little shit, and you're just like, that's how much you're stripped of, though. It's like using public toilets is what you got used to your whole life. You know what the fuck a regular indoor bathroom looks like. Yeah, man, we trying to live better than that. But shout out to the real ones that thug themselves out through that and carry themselves with honor, man. Like, there's game to give back to the young ones. And the ones that are still in them shoes, you feel me? Like, we always learning. And knowledge is what you need to really take you somewhere. I'm going to just keep talking my shit, you know what I mean? Because I feel like we got to put that out there and set examples of how you can get yourself somewhere. But you can't give up. And the worst thing you can do is give up on yourself. Real shit, blood. Block is always gonna be there. So get what you can out the block and then see the world, you feel me? And if that's where the journey starts, that's where it starts. But that doesn't make you, feel me? We show everybody like, yeah, I'm from the trenches and what? Look what I did. And I said it before, and I'm gonna always say that no matter how far I go in life, I just want everybody to always remember I'm from Northside Concord, you feel me? And that's it. I did it. And I put on for the ones that's really out there in the section grinding and getting it how they live. You know what I mean? We give back to the ones that's out there. But it all understands with like, it just starts with having your eyes open. But that's hard to do at a young age. You know what I mean? Because you just so in tune with finding yourself. Well, that's why it's the best time in your life to hear shit like this. So that them young ones, you know what I mean, they can feel that game. Or even homies that's still going through that struggle right now, fighting the case or whatever, like. Or an everyday person just not knowing where to go in life. Man or woman, like sometimes you just gotta open your eyes and understand that this is what life is. Get yourself somewhere, conduct yourself in a way where you build credit with your name and build credit with your money. And opportunities are endless out there, you know what I mean? There's more to the world than the block. But the block is forever gonna be in somebody's heart. No matter what, people are always proud of where they came from. Jay-Z be doing it, 50 Cent, Tupac did it, Snoop Dogg. Like, people just be proud of where they from. But I'm trying to tell it out of a city that it ain't really heard of, you feel me? And put it on the map and really just leave a positive legacy behind that. But whether you on this world or not, standing or 6 feet under, like, that motherfucker gonna keep turning. And there's just some things you can't control in life. The only thing that's promised to you was death. And man, I was mean that shit on some real gutted shit. Like, live your life to the fullest and do everything you can imagine. Because you only live once. And dying when you're alive is something that's like not really imaginable. So when you do that, it's like you're reborn. But when you're finding yourself, you can put yourself down a path to set yourself up for success. Just gotta always remember, Be stuck on game. Man, we finna wrap this one up. I hope y'all fucking with it. This content coming. Shout out to all the support. I'll see y'all, man. Free peanut. Y'all know what it is.